In 2021, Netflix's most watched series Squid Game caught the world's attention with its eerie concept. Desperate people playing deadly childhood games for a life-changing fortune. Was it just a story or a chilling reflection of something far darker? What if these twisted games were more than just a story, already existing in our world's darkest corners, or, even worse, being planned? Some believe Squid Game was inspired by real-life events. There are also whispers about secret underground death games, controlled by mysterious rich people, pushing human desperation to its limits for their entertainment. Could the show be showing us the darkest parts of our society, disguised as entertainment? The creepy similarity between the show and these rumored real-life horrors makes us wonder, is there more to this than we know? Behind closed doors, the world's elites are often rumored to meet in exclusive gatherings, hidden in secrecy and filled with speculation. These gatherings, from secret societies to private clubs, have sparked rumors of dark, unregulated activities hidden from the public eye. Stories circulate of these ultra-wealthy individuals engaging in secret rituals, secretive negotiations, and thrill-seeking events designed to push boundaries. But what if these events go beyond mere indulgence or networking? Imagine a scenario where the stakes are far more sinister, where the games played are not just for wealth or status, but something far darker. In these hidden arenas, life and death could become the ultimate currency. One of the most chilling examples of this kind of elite thrill-seeking is McCamey Manor, an attraction branded as a haunted house, but often described by participants as a literal torture chamber. Founded by Russ McCamey, the experience is designed to push people to their absolute limits, mentally and physically, through hours of torment. Before entering, participants must sign a 40-page consent form, pass background checks, and watch a documentary on previous attempts. The consent form is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine, listing dangers like carbon monoxide poisoning and the use of needles, tasers, and shock collars. The experience lasts 8 to 10 hours, with actors free to subject participants to extreme violence and psychological manipulation. And if you think it's all voluntary, you're right. Much like Squid Game, participants enter willingly, chasing a prize. But they are not truly prepared for the depths of suffering they'll endure. Though McCamey Manor doesn't involve death, the level of violence and control is staggering. The place has sparked controversy, especially after McCamey himself admitted to enjoying the suffering of his participants. This raises a terrifying question. Are these experiences really just for entertainment, or is there a darker, more twisted aspect to the ultra-wealthy using such horrors as a form of private sports? These exclusive gatherings, like McCamey Manor, may be far more sinister than we can imagine. The high stakes of these events might not be about thrill-seeking at all. What if the cost is life itself in this hidden world? So now, we know these games could be controlled by the elites, but how are they organized? And how do these people communicate? These aren't your typical events. Everything, from coordinating these events to keeping them out of sight, is operated through a hidden side of the internet known as the dark web. The dark web is part of the internet that you can't find on regular search engines like Google. This anonymity is what makes it such a powerful tool for those who want to hide their tracks, perfect for those involved in shady dealings. One of the key tools enabling these operations is cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which allows untraceable transactions, making it impossible to track financial dealings or identities. So, imagine someone who wants to fund a contract with any individual or to fund a real-life version of Squid Game. Cryptocurrency would be their method of choice for moving large sums of money without drawing attention from authorities. The dark web provides the perfect environment for this. Game locations, participants, and transactions are hidden from the prying eyes of law enforcement, making it nearly impossible to interfere. But here's the kicker. Imagine someone decides to organize a game by funding it. How would they recruit the players? Well, that's not a big issue at all. Countless contractors on the dark web take on assignments like these, working in the shadows to ensure the masterminds behind the games never get caught. The system is built to remain undetected, using layers of secrecy to protect the people pulling the strings behind the scenes. And it's not just about the games. Some of the most shocking celebrity murders have been rumored to be contracted through the dark web, with high-profile figures becoming targets of sinister deals made in the deepest corners of the internet. It's hard to believe, but the dark web's anonymous nature allows individuals to arrange murder for hire deals, making it possible for someone to disappear without a trace. This hidden world isn't just about illegal activities. It's a world where lives are bought and discarded without a second thought. Now, imagine you're drowning in debt, buried under a pile of unpaid bills. You're desperate, scared, and willing to do anything to escape your financial nightmare. Then, out of nowhere, someone offers you a mysterious opportunity to win a huge sum of cash. It sounds too good to be true, right? But when you're desperate, you might take a big risk. This is the dangerous side of desperation, a psychological state easily exploited by those with sinister intentions. Throughout history, secret groups and powerful organizations have manipulated financial struggles to control people. By creating fear and a sense of not having enough, they push people into making life or death decisions. Think about the strange cases of people disappearing or dying under mysterious circumstances tied to money troubles. Are they simply coincidences, or are shadowy groups exploiting vulnerable individuals for their own gain? Today, the chances of being tricked are greater than ever. From secret online groups to exclusive clubs, desperate individuals are drawn into schemes promising easy money, only to find disaster. This mirrors the plot of Squid Game, where people drowning in debt play deadly games for a life-changing prize. While the show is made up, it reflects a harsh reality. Desperate people are often manipulated by promises of quick wealth. From pyramid schemes to online scams, the most vulnerable are targeted with false hope and driven to take huge risks. Desperation clouds judgment, pushing people to risk everything, even when the cost of losing is far too high. So, what would you choose? Risk everything for a chance to escape your problems, or walk away, knowing your life will remain the same, with all the pain and struggle it brings? Now, let's dive into the disturbing obsession that the wealthy elite seem to have with dangerous, twisted forms of entertainment. Throughout history, the rich have sought thrilling experiences to satisfy their desires, experiences that often have dark and troubling consequences. From big game hunting in remote jungles to underground fight clubs, the powerful have regularly craved activities that most people would find morally unacceptable. Take, for example, the unsettling rumors and cases surrounding high-profile figures. One notable case is linked to Sean Diddy Combs, which has fueled discussions about how the wealthy use their influence to orchestrate hidden activities. While these claims are debated, they highlight how far some individuals will go to keep their secrets hidden. This leads us to an uncomfortable question. Could the super rich, who live by their own rules, want entertainment that goes beyond what's legal or even humane? Think of Squid Game. Though imaginary, it mirrors an idea that feels disturbingly possible. In the series, wealthy VIPs fund a deadly tournament where desperate, debt-ridden individuals compete in twisted children's games. For these elites, the participants' suffering becomes the ultimate pleasure. They watch from behind masks, their identities carefully hidden, indulging in the thrill of life or death stakes without any consequences for themselves. These games aren't merely organized. They're a horrifying display of control and suffering, showing just how far the powerful will go to feed their darkest desires. This isn't far-fetched when we consider the lengths the elite have gone to protect their secrets in the past. Powerful individuals and organizations have been known to buy silence, cover up scandals, and use their influence to avoid accountability. Their power extends far beyond what most can imagine, from manipulating the media to leveraging their connections in high places. With resources at their fingertips, the wealthy could indeed orchestrate something as sinister as a deadly game and walk away unpunished. The question remains, is Squid Game just a fictional tale, or could it be a reflection of an elite obsession that we dare not speak of? The line between imagination and reality becomes thinner when you consider the power, influence, and secrecy that wealth can buy. And with no one daring to speak out against them, could these hidden games already exist? Now, let me share a glimpse of a shocking story about South Korea. Today, it's known for its vibrant culture, but hidden beneath its surface is a chilling chapter that eerily mirrors this terrifying story. Known as the Brothers' Home case, this tragedy took place at the Brother Welfare Center, a name that suggests safety and care, but in reality, it was a house of horrors. This wasn't a place of refuge, but it was a trap, a living nightmare where thousands, including innocent children, were subjected to unspeakable torment. The story begins in the 1980s. The government launched an operation targeting the undesirables of society, the homeless, students, or anyone deemed out of place. Police swept through the streets, rounding up victims under the guise of protecting them or offering aid. But the promises were lies. These people were sent to the Broad and Welfare Center, and once inside, they were stripped of their names and became just numbers. Forced labor, brutal beatings, and unbearable living conditions turned their lives into a waking nightmare. One boy, John Young-un, was only 12 when he was taken in 1982. The police assured him they would help him get home, but instead, he was sent to this camp. His story is just one of many, each more heartbreaking than the last. Survivors described the horrors as worse than anyone could imagine, with countless lives shattered behind those walls. This isn't just a forgotten chapter of history, but a chilling reminder of how easily humanity can descend into darkness. It leaves me wondering, what other secrets might still be buried, waiting to come to light? Could a real-life Squid Game exist, hidden in the shadows, where desperate people risk everything for unimaginable wealth? With secret locations, powerful groups controlling the game, and a promise of endless riches, the pieces are all in place. But if something like this were happening, how would we ever know? Who would have the courage to speak out? And who would even believe them? And most chilling of all, how many would survive to tell the story?